I've had the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold for a few days at this point, 2 or 3 days, and I do not have a ton of time with this phone, but I do notice some key differences right off the bat that are major differences, especially when you're coming from a Pixel Fold, the original one, and maybe even from like a Galaxy Z Fold 6, because I've been using that as well. So I wanted to talk about those things. Now, first of all, the thing you're gonna notice the most, especially if you're coming Pixel Fold to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, is this feels like a complete, well-built, great phone. And I say that because when I got my Pixel Fold, especially after using it for a bit, it was a good phone, don't get me wrong, but it felt awkward. It didn't feel like I mean, some people might think that they made a risk by making this phone and they took chances. I kind of feel that way, but I kind of don't. It didn't work out that well in retrospect. Now, one thing I hate about this phone is it literally opens like that. It almost looks like it's broken and crooked. This phone's not like that. Pixel 9 Pro Fold, look at, oops, I turned the light on. This one is basically completely flat, a lot different. It just feels better built with it, way better built than the regular Pixel Fold. It just feels so much better built. And then also another big thing on this is the outside display. Now you get a passport type design. Look at, this is the Pixel Fold, this is the 9 Pro Fold. There's a big difference on here, big difference. Look at this. This one's taller and it feels thinner as well. It just feels like a better outside display to use. It's more normal to use than this is. This is like short and fat. I'm not saying this, people aren't gonna like this. I know some people love this design, don't get me wrong. But for most people, including myself, this is the better design on the outside display. Also, this is much thinner. I don't know if you can tell right here, but you might be able to tell if I go like this. I don't know, we'll see if you can tell. You probably can't really tell. It's a much thinner phone, this 9 Pro Fold, way thinner. The weight is a little bit less as well. It's just just physically a better designed phone overall. The hinge is thinner too. It's just a great looking phone, especially on the Pixel side. Now, coming from a Galaxy Z Fold 6, which I use every single day, and then jumping back to this phone feels really big. Good way and bad way. This is definitely a phone, and I use a pop socket on all my phones or some kind of phone grip, and I will on this as well. Once the case I really want to use comes in, I would definitely not use this 9 Pro Fold without some kind of phone grip. It's just way too unwieldy and big and slippery feeling. You definitely want some kind of grip on this, a case and a grip, without a doubt. It just feels huge. And again, that could be good, could be bad. It has an 8-inch display. This display is humongous, guys. It looks so big. Great for multitasking though. And then also the outer display feels a lot bigger than a Galaxy Z Fold 6 as well. Both good things, don't get me wrong, they're not bad things, but it does feel like a big phone. Since I hadn't really been using a Pixel phone as my daily phone, it's really interesting going from a Z Fold 6 back to this. This definitely feels smoother than the Z Fold 6. Opening up apps is really fast. Not that the Z Fold 6 isn't, but it's just so smooth, really buttery, really no issues with how this works with multitasking or just opening apps or just going through anything on here. It is so smooth. It's really, really buttery smooth. So I've got this, and it's just, you're just pulling this over. It just feels so smooth. Again, not that the Z Fold 6 doesn't, but this definitely feels smoother just in that animation. It's so nice. I love the speed of Pixel phones, even though this has a processor that's not going to blow you away in terms of like gaming performance or something that's going to be really, really high end. It still is like literally one of the smoothest, if not the smoothest experiences you can get on Android. I haven't messed around too much with the cameras. They look good to me. Here's a couple of photos that I took. Again, I haven't put them into a huge amount of testing. I'll do that at a later date.
Washed up in the city of sin, so you
That was a quick little speaker comparison, 9 Pro Fold versus the Galaxy Z Fold 6. That one song, it's actually a little bit difficult to tell much of a difference. I'll do more in-depth testing, but I do want to say the speakers do sound pretty good on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. The display overall, like what I see with the colors and the brightness, got to give it a thumbs up. Again, I haven't done extensive testing outside to see how it compares directly into sunlight versus the Galaxy Z Fold 6, but I do want to mention that I really like the colors on this display on the outside and the inside displays. I think it looks really, really good. And the brightness is really, really good as well. This is still one of those things where when I do the display, I have to push it all the way up to 100% to really get it to super bright. They always do this on Pixel phones where it's like, if it sits at 50, that's like 50%. I don't know if you can tell. It just seems pretty dim. Samsung phones aren't like that. At 50%, they're pretty bright. This one, you really gotta push up to about 100% to get the max brightness to really see it compete with other phones like the Galaxy Z Fold 6. But overall, brightness and quality of the colors and everything, very, very good. Again, too early for like battery life tests and all of that stuff. Cameras, like I said, I'm not ready to give any full opinion on it. It's a good phone though so far. Like in the few days I've had it, I like it. I think it's a good quality folding phone. Is it better than the Z Fold 6? Yeah, it's hard to say right now for me. I'll be surprised if I end up walking away. I really, really like Samsung Galaxy software, but this smoothness, and there's something about using a Pixel that when you do use it, it's like you're using an Android device, don't get me wrong, but it feels like a different Android device. Doesn't feel like you're getting that Samsung experience, because you're not. Samsung has a lot of features, but there's like the smoothness on this is pretty unparalleled. Let me know what your thoughts are if you have tried both of these phones or not. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.